Listen closely, because what about to be said is what unstoppable founders never say out loud, not because they don't feel it, but because saying it would trap them, slow them down, chain them to an illusion they refuse to wear. Those words, those doubts, those confessions, they die silent. What's spoken is carefully crafted. What's truly felt stays locked deep inside, buried beneath layers of resolve that no one else gets to break through. Founders know all too well the weight of that silence, the suffocating pressure of pretending you have it all figured out when everything inside screams otherwise. The late nights, the endless second-guessing, the isolation, the gnawing feeling of never measuring up, despite what the world pretends is success. But what if hearing what they never say out loud could shatter the chains? What if the raw truths locked behind that silence could be the fuel to break through every glass wall and fly higher than ever imagined? First, there's that giant invisible monster hanging over every founder's head. Failure. Not the failure everyone talks about like it's no big deal, but real gut-wrenching failure that could obliterate everything you built. The nightmare when the product launched and nobody cared. The pitch that fell flat. The moment when it all looked like a joke. Founders never say, "I'm scared I'll lose it all." Not because they aren't scared. It's the loudest fear in every room they enter. But admitting it shows a vulnerability others could exploit. Instead, they say, "We're pushing forward. No time for doubts. This will work." But here's the secret. Fearless founders are not the ones without fear. They feel it deep. They just refuse to let it freeze their blood. The true magic starts when that fear is faced, dissected, and transformed into the fiercest fuel. The ones who keep winning? They talk openly, at least to themselves, about what terrifies them. They dissect it, learn it, dissolve it. Next is the lie of control. Every founder's illusion. I'm in control. Yet, daily reality says otherwise. Cash runs out faster than predicted. Partners disappoint. Markets shift overnight. Algorithms change. Users vanish. Unstoppable founders never say, "I have this all figured out," even though they must appear that way. Because real wisdom is admitting the thin thread on which success balances and dancing on it without falling. What if instead of pretending to steer the ship perfectly, founders owned the chaos? What if the edge came from loving the unknown, from training the mind to find opportunity in any disaster? That's what separates those who crumble from those who rebuild stronger after every earthquake. Radical acceptance of what can't be controlled is not defeat. It's liberation, the birth of unstoppable power. What else do founders never say? I am alone, even when the crushing silence follows strategy meetings, when the applause ends and the real lonely battle begins. The problem has never been just about money, product market fit, or scaling. It's about connection. The world is built for the many, the ordinary, the comfortable. Exceptional founders live on the fringes, misunderstood, isolated by their very nature. They rarely admit it out loud because admitting loneliness is weakness in the cold eyes of the world. But here's the truth. Loneliness kills brilliance. It paralyzes. True victory demands alliance, with a few who burn with the same fire, who speak the same unspoken language of relentless becoming. Not community as a crowd, but deep synergy between the few. That's not weakness. It's the source of unstoppable power. Unstoppable founders know that the right connection melts loneliness and builds empires. Then come the doubts about self-worth, the silent internal voice that whispers, "Are you really enough? Are you actually capable? Did you just get lucky?" Founders never say these words in public because vulnerability is seen as weak. But those doubts live inside every restless mind, siphoning energy, planting seeds of procrastination, fear, second-guessing. The unstoppable don't silence those voices. They listen to them, learn from them, use them as a mirror, not chains. They embrace imperfection as a sign they are pushing boundaries, stepping outside of comfort zones where true growth lives. Self-worth is not given. It's forged in the hard fires of honest reckoning. That's what unstoppable founders truly understand. They grow a spine out of doubts instead of hiding from them. Another forbidden confession. I don't have all the answers. The culture celebrates genius, fixes on brilliance like it's a trophy. But the most powerful founders know brilliance isn't a static fact. It's a process of constant unlearning and relearning. They will never claim to know everything or to be done evolving. The moment you stop asking, stop adapting, you start dying. Founders who roar ahead are those who humble themselves fiercely before the unknown, who don't cling to identities or titles but constantly break down and rebuild their minds. Publicly, they wear the armor of certainty, but behind the scenes, they are relentless students of the game, hungry and restless. That hunger is their secret weapon. And here's the explosive truth. Founders never say, "I am tired," or "this is too hard," because if they did, it might sound like giving up. But the journey is devastatingly hard. Unstoppable founders reach exhaustion many times, and yet have discovered something staggering: the power of patience. Patience, not just waiting, but steady, ruthless, eternal patience, is the secret engine beneath the wildest success. They plant their seed, knowing it might take years before the roots grow deep enough to take hold. They endure silence, failure, mockery, because they know eternal time favors the patient, the ones who keep showing up when everyone else has given up. They don't need to say it. Their results scream it. Lastly, what founders never say is, "I'm done pretending." The world wants them to fit into neat boxes, to act like corporate machines, to follow scripts, to measure success with shallow metrics. But unstoppable founders burn up those scripts inside. They refuse the comfortable lies, the false freedom, the mediocrity disguised as stability. What they do say instead, loudly, proudly, is a never-ending commitment to become more, to redefine reality, to defy limits. They don't wait for the system to change them. They break the system itself. They live untied from flags, titles, platforms. They are individuals beyond categories. That kind of rebellion isn't noisy. It's deeply personal. It's a refusal to live borrowed lives, and it's unstoppable. So if you feel that fire, that restless hunger, that quiet rage at a world built to contain you, remember, the real power comes from what's not said. It's in the silent fire beneath fear, in the fierce patience beneath exhaustion, in the alliance beneath loneliness, in the humility behind certainty, in the acceptance beneath control, in the rebellion beneath conformity. These are not weaknesses hidden. They are the engines of the impossible. Now imagine unleashing those truths instead of hiding them. Imagine surrounding yourself with the few who burn like you do, not followers, not fans, but equal flames that meld into a forest fire no system can stop. Imagine not just surviving the chaos of the world, but falling in love with it, knowing every twist, every collapse, every betrayal is a step closer to freedom. Imagine sculpting your own reality, piece by piece, far beyond rules or maps, rewriting everything the old world told you was real. This is not for everyone. It's brutal. It demands the bravery to swallow your pride, stare into the void, and punch it in the face every single day. It demands you to trust in the long game, the hidden backbone within that no one can see. You won't find easy answers here, comforting platitudes, or crowds to hide behind. You will find one thing: truth. The fierce, unfiltered, unforgiving truth that only the unstoppable can hold and use to build worlds. So stop whispering in silence everything you fear to say. Own it. Lean into it. Share it with the few who understand that behind every unstoppable founder is a collection of unspoken truths, a rebellion against impossible odds, and a commitment so absolute it makes you untouchable. This is the secret you are built to wield. This is what it means to be truly unstoppable.